All right, we are ready to get started. Good to see you. Take your hymnals and turn to 422. We are going to sing together what was ministered to us by the string group this morning. When I can read my title clear, and you don't have to stay exclusively in this section for your favorites, but I would be glad for us to sing a little bit more about heaven than maybe we sometimes do. And that section starts, I think it's 414, and it goes to 433. So if you kind of want to look there, if you have another one that you were thinking you'd love for us to sing, you're welcome to pick that too. But I was just looking up the concept of a clear title. A clear title means there are no disputes or claims about who owns the property. No other person or entity can make a claim on it. And then I was reading back, Isaac Watts wrote this text, and so even back there a little bit, and I think it really is the concept of when I have absolute assurance of heaven. And then what does he say? When I live with absolute assurance of heaven, I'll bid farewell to every fear, wipe my weeping eyes, and it doesn't matter what the devil hurls at me. This side of heaven, I can take it when I know where I'm headed. So it's very appropriate. Do you remember Jesus in John chapter 14 had been talking about going away? And they just talk about a traumatic experience, really. We sometimes just pass over that. Think about them leaving everything to follow him. And they want to be with him. And they think he's going to set up a kingdom. And now he says, I'm going. I'm leaving you. And they actually say, no, you're not. Wherever you're going, we're going. And he said, you can't now. That had to be a pretty traumatic experience. Feeling incredibly vulnerable to be left without him. But he says, let not your heart be troubled. I am going to prepare a place for you. And if I'm going to prepare a place for you, I will come again, will doubtless come again, and bring you with me, that where I am, you will be also. And he talks about what he's preparing, where he is, and it is those mansions in heaven. So we're going to sing all three of these. We won't sing every verse of every favorite. Glad for you to suggest some favorites to sing. Glad for you to have a testimony if you want to share it. And we'll have a microphone we'll try to get so others can hear you. But a little bit of a singspiration at this time. So let's sing together 422. When I can read my title clear to mansions in the skies, I'll bid farewell every fear and wipe eyes, and wipe my weeping eyes, and wipe weeping eyes. I'll bid farewell Yes, Brother Spare. Which one? 435. When the roll is called up yonder. How about if we sing the first and the third of this one? When the trumpet of the Lord shall sound, and time shall be no more, and the morning breaks eternal, bright and fair. We're on the other shore, and the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. When the roll is called up yonder, when the roll is called up yonder, when the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. Let us labor for the Master from the dawn till setting sun. Wondrous love and care. And when all of life is over and our work on earth is done, when the roll is called up yonder, when the roll up yonder, when the roll is called up yonder, when the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. All right, got some good hands here. I'm going to go with Mark Fuller. 414. And then Mrs. Whitehead Sr. I saw next. Do you have two verses you'd rather pick than the first and last? Okay, we'll do the first and last of 414. This world is not my home, I'm just a passing through. My treasures are laid up somewhere beyond the blue. The angels beckon me from heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Oh Lord, you know I have no friend like you. If heaven's not my home, then Lord, what will I do? The angels beckon me from heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Just up in glory land we'll live eternally. The saints on every hand are shouting victory. Song the sweetest strain, heaven. I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Oh Lord, you know, if heaven's not my home, then Lord, what will I do? The angels beckon me from heaven's open door. I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Mrs. Whitehead? 413. Just over in the glory land. Do you have two verses? 1 and 3. 1 and 3. Well, verse 4 is a favorite of mine, so we're going to sing first, third, and fourth. All right. We're getting 3 in there. Ready? I've a home prepared where the saints abide, just over in the glory land. And I long to be by the Savior's side, just over in the glory land. Just over in the glory land, we'll join the happy angel band. Just over in the glory land, just over in the glory land, when just over in the glory land. Happy angel band, just over in the glory land. Just over in the glory land. There with the mighty host I'll stand. Just over in the glory land. With the blood-washed throng I will shout and sing. Over in the glory land. Just Lord and King, just over in the glory land. Just over in the glory land. Happy angel man, just over in the glory land. Just over in the glory land. The mighty host I'll send over in the glory land. Well, on that third verse, what a joyful thought that my Lord I'll see, and then with kindred saved, there forever be. And all of us have lost some kindred, right, that are in heaven, and some very recent. But some even on Father's Day are experiencing the first Father's Day with fathers removed from here. And in heaven, my wife, that's certainly the case. And she was communicating with Elaine Vaughn, Pastor Wilson's daughter, about this being her first Father's Day, to think of her dad in heaven. Doesn't it start to change how you think about earth and heaven when you think of loved ones that are there, as well as our Lord? And again, I'm glad we can sing these songs. So maybe another favorite or two, but let me give you a few announcements tonight. And one of these is that there is VBS skit practice tonight. And whatever questions you have about that, you can see Jonathan Swaffer. What are you thinking, place and time tonight? Okay. All right. So 7:30-ish, 7:30 to 7:40 in here. And so you can be aware of that. Any other questions run by him? Just a reminder again about the prayer time for those that can make it in the summer on Wednesday night at 6:15, and reading some sections of With Christ in the School of Prayer by Andrew Murray, and then praying together. And then this Tuesday and Thursday, for any that can make it out, we're going to be doing some extra canvassing for VBS at 7 o'clock on Tuesday and Thursday. So again, just that time is available. And next Sunday night, we will also have a VBS workers meeting. And so I think that was even in an email, but just to be clear about that, we'll be having that, and everybody, many of you will know your roles before that, probably most of you, but just a feel of schedule and getting on the same page there. And looking forward. We had registrations start coming in right after canvassing last Sunday, so that was encouraging. I will mention that there's electronic invitations up on the church Facebook page, so feel free to share that and get the word out that way. And even feel free to take some flyers, stick them in your car, and use them to invite people out. And certainly invite children, but there's an opportunity to go on there and get to our church website, as well as just use them as a gospel track. If nothing else, there's the witness of the gospel on there as well. When we split up here in a few minutes, Andy Del Porto is not here tonight, so those of you that were in his study group, spread out to where you see open chairs. Nick Smith's group is going to go into the what we call in the school the 5th grade classroom. So of the 3 that are headed towards the cafeteria before you get to the gym, that one is in the middle. And Seth Severson's group is going to go in the 6th grade room, so that's the one right before the cafeteria. And then Luke Messer's group is going to go in the cafeteria. So those three in there. Some of you said your groups could hear fine. Some of you said it wasn't as ideal as it could be. So trying to take a few out and split them up here. And then Pastor West's group, Eric Rose, is going to be leading that. So if you're looking for Pastor West, don't look for Eric, all right? And you can connect up with him. And that leads to some prayer requests, and one of them is to pray for Pastor West. His back and hip is in significant pain and has had some therapy, and it's not improving. And there's even a follow-up on Thursday, a PET scan that just try to explore, hopefully rule out that this is part of the cancer, but just be praying as he's in some significant pain. And then I do want to ask, excuse me, I did not ask Bethany if I could share this. Bethany has a doctor's appointment tomorrow. She has had periods in the last few weeks of significant heart racing, sometimes over 200 beats a minute, and a little bit of numbness, and actually got a heart monitor they put on her, and while she had the monitor on, it picked up nothing. So turned it in, and now I've had some other significant episodes. So pretty concerning at a certain level, and would love to get some answers. So just pray with her. Daniel Kroll is still in Zambia, and we'll be there through this Wednesday. And I was just talking, Dr. Barry and Jonathan are going later in July, but they are saying that Todd Beeman, if you want to write that down, is a missionary in Zambia, and he is updating, post pictures and video, and that's where Daniel is. So you can go to Todd Beeman's site and be able to get some updates there on Daniel's ministry. And then, Dr. King, anything you want to say about your mom and daughter's house and the affairs there? All right. So I think I heard you say everything's stripped down to the studs and starting over. So. Yeah. Okay. So just pray with them, and then Kelly, anything you want to update us on with Adam? Yeah, I know you mentioned 2 weeks, 6 weeks, and in the big picture, it's not huge. But when you're leaving 4th grade, headed into 5th grade, it's like eternity. So an active boy, so let's pray there. And then I just got word around a little bit, but yet Friday, Dave Walker fell and broke his hip, and they took him right into surgery yesterday. And so he had surgery there. He's out of the surgery because of his special needs. Physically, they're actually keeping him in the hospital for several days. So he's in St. Francis downtown. If you wanted to go visit, I could give you his daughter's number, and you can maybe check with her, but do be praying for Dave in the recovery. And who has a birthday this coming week? We shifted that from Wednesday nights to Sunday nights, but anyone with a birthday today through next Saturday before we get back together? All right, Anna, we'll have you stand. And when is your birthday? Okay, the 21st, is that Friday? All right. And where were you born? Were you really? Okay, born on the campus there. How many of you were born in Barge? Ethan as well? Is that it in here? All right, wow. Well, and how long have you lived in South Carolina? 6 years? And yeah, and grew up where? Okay, all right. Morgan, when's yours? Wednesday, 19th. And should we have a guess how old Morgan is? We get to a certain level and we stop, saying how old people are. But I've heard some guessing recently about how old Morgan is, and he's younger than you think. So Wednesday, are you turning 25? Am I right about that? All right, so there you go. I didn't do it out loud, but I don't know what you were thinking in your heads, but I would guess some of us overshot that. But we're glad for that. Daniel, when is yours? Saturday the 22nd. And Daniel this one's easy because he was born in 2000. So you can, if you remember that, you can always remember Daniel's birth, how old he is. So 24. Morgan, I didn't ask you, where were you born? In Greenville. Have you lived essentially in the upstate your whole life? Okay, 25 years. And Daniel? Was born in Milwaukee. So we hit the road for deputation to Nova Scotia when Daniel was 11 days old. So he was raised on deputation, Nova Scotia, but back in Wisconsin for most of his life. But, all right, anybody else? Who are we pointing to over here? Andrew? He was going to let it pass, but some loving family members. When is your birthday? All right, 20th, so Thursday. And how old? 16. Wow. Getting right up there. Plans for a driver's license soon? You want to look at Dad before you answer that? All right, and where were you born? In Pennsylvania. All right. Of course, lived, I would guess, most of your life, is that right to say, in the Philippines? And we're glad you're here. All right. Anyone else? Let's sing to these. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God bless you. Happy birthday to you. Amen. Thank the Lord for each of you and blessing you. Anyone with an anniversary today through next week? I think some of the adults heard, but this past Friday, 2 days ago, was the Kavanaugh's 55th wedding anniversary. So if you haven't greeted them and congratulated them, let them know about that. And who else? Is there an anniversary? Is your anniversary coming up? It was Friday. I did not. How many years? 56. The Kavanaughs are trying to catch you. I don't think they will. All right. Where were you married? In Ohio. Yes, right where you grew up. All right. Wow. Well, congratulations. Thank the Lord for that. By the way, I was mentioning where some of these to be praying for. Boogie he started last Sunday his internship, and he didn't know all of what was going to happen right away, but Sunday morning he played a trumpet solo. Sunday night he preached. We didn't know that till we got on the live stream. But tonight he was leading the singing. Their normal song leader is gone, and they haven't had a choir, I think, since COVID, and he's leading the choir. So pray for him. There was a little, pray for everyone else that is with Boogie. We had a FaceTime, and Samuel told him about songly. He said, well, just keep things bouncing. And he said, something will be bouncing. I'm not sure what it will be, but he's getting some good. He actually has an older cousin that is there, a girl cousin that is instructing him about what he's supposed to be doing with his arms and depending on what rhythm. So it's encouraging to see him getting the opportunities, but be praying there. All right, I'm probably going to have to go to one last favorite, so don't be afraid to be the last one, but is there somebody that, yes, Lillian, 419. We're marching to Zion. Do you have two verses you prefer? Let's sing the first and second, all right? Let's sing the first and second of We Are Marching to Zion. Come we that love the Lord, and let our joys be known. Join in a song of sweet accord, in a song of sweet accord, and thus surround the throne, and thus surround the throne. We're marching to Zion, beautiful, beautiful Zion. We're marching upward to Zion, beautiful city of God. Let those refuse to sing God, but children of the heavenly King, children of the heavenly King, their joys abroad may swing, joys abroad. We're marching, beautiful, beautiful Zion. We're marching to Zion, the beautifuls of God. All right, well, I would just say if you are a summer staff member at the Wilds and don't know where to go, just go find empty seats in the gym and spread out where you can. If you are here, not assigned to a group, but you came with someone, feel free to join them. And if you need any other instruction, feel free to run it by me. And there is a sign up in the hallway here of what group you are in. So I'm going to let you all go. Younger children, stop in the chat.